From the shores of Lake Erie to Browns fans worldwide, hope is alive and the future's bright. There's a Gleam podcast, a Cleveland Browns podcast. Let's get the Gleam together. Cold Lake wind and orange lights, Sunday fire, dog pound nights. We won the scars, we stood the test, brown and orange across our chest. From the Muni lot to the end zone line, this city's heart still beats in time. Through every loss and every dream, you can feel it rise. There's a gleam. Let's get the gleam together. This is our time. Let's get the gleam together. Whoa. Let's get the gleam together. This is our town.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of There's a Gleam podcast, a Cleveland Browns podcast. Today is Wednesday, July 29th, and my clock says 12:02. What does yours say, Johnny?
12:02. We're 2 minutes late.
No, we're always the music. That music, it's growing. It's very catchy. I love that song.
That is a good song.
How you doing today, my friend?
Good. I got somebody special here today, Steve.
Uh-oh, special guest today.
All
Wait.
the way-
Don't you dare blow this for us. Who you got?
We've got our quote unquote producer, Rob, here, all the way from San Diego via U.S. Navy.
Is it San Diego? What's up, Rob?
Did he get on camera there for a second?
Yeah, he did. I'll tell you what, that's dedication. We've been saying we need a producer, and this man flew on his own dime, thinking he's going to get reimbursed, to come all the way here to check out our setup. And I got to be honest with everybody, behind the scenes, it's a cluster F. We're jacking.
It is
This
a
speaker's
mess.
not working. This isn't working. I think he's like, yeah, my plane leaves here in a couple hours. So where'd he go? Where's Rob?
He's still there.
All right. You guys can hear?
Rob's parents are online. I want to say hi to them. They're watching.
No. That's our boy. What's up, Mr. Jacobs? Long time. Who we got here? We got Rob. What's up? Rob's also checking social media. So he's a jack of all trade. And unbeknownst to everybody, is he going to be our parlay Rob later in the season when it comes to sports?
I think there might be there could be a very strong chance that that's going to happen.
That's
our
boy.
our own gambling degenerate. every podcast needs one.
That's our guy. So awesome. How you doing today, John?
I'm doing good, Steve. It was nice having Rob over this morning. He came by a couple hours ago. We've been hanging out and catching up, so it's been really nice. Great day so far.
Yeah, it's a cluster F on our part. Once again, poor planning all around. I want to be out there. Could you imagine all three of us trying to sit in there and do this?
We need a big studio. We need a Joe Rogan studio.
Oh, boy. One day, my friend, one day. Well, that being said, you know by now all the platforms. I don't know why we keep doing this, but we're going to keep doing it until we get to 1 million followers. So we are live every Wednesday at noon on YouTube, Facebook, and X. You can follow us later or catch it later on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We're both on TikTok. And we have the there'sagleam.com website.
Yep.
We're still waiting for our first voice message, but more importantly, we do have a Gleam store.
Yep.
John,
you can
let
get
me
some
tell you,
mugs.
it's blowing up. What can you get there?
Mugs, t-shirts, with a tumblers,
Tumbler, the rock glass.
rocks glass. Yeah.
I would like to give a shout out to friend of show, Ron Kern. He sent me a message just last week saying, and I got a picture of it right here. There it is. Look at that. He got there's a Gleam. He got two things. He sent a pic. He's got the coffee mug. I do believe that's the large one. And then he's also got a T-shirt, which was on its way. It's separate. So
Okay.
Shout out to Ron. Thank you very much for the purchase. Can't wait to see the T-shirt. Hope it fits. And just appreciate you supporting the show, buying the merchandise and stuff.
Thanks, Ron.
Yeah, I know we've talked about it a few times, but we are working on stuff. We're working on a whole new rebrand. If you follow some of our Facebook posts, and I should say social media posts, you're going to start seeing more of. We're trying to work we've got a new motto. John, what's our new motto?
Steve, why don't you tell everybody what the new motto is, since I seem to fuck it up last time?
Yeah, we did mess up. So it's built here and forged by loyalty.
Yep.
We paid big bucks to come up with that one, but I like it. I like what it stands for. So you may start seeing a little bit of more of that on our social media posts and stuff. I do like the no nonsense. Well, maybe some that I see on below us too. That's always a good one. So, but
I like
anyway,
I like the built here, forged by loyalty.
It's Cleveland.
It is totally Cleveland.
It's Cleveland, and it's us. We're built here. And we're forged by. We got to be forged by something. I guess loyalty. If we've stuck around with this team for this long, right?
Well, we're not forged by winning.
That's true. That is true. So we got a jam-packed show today. We know we always go past an hour, and I don't even know if we're going to get through this show, if I'm being honest. We're Robin's studio with you, but
I'll keep him under control.
He's got to keep us under control. We yap a lot, I find out. We're like two cackling hens that just love to talk. And
well, just so you know, Rob is going to get involved with the Lot Zoo tailgating segment we've got coming up later on in the show. So Rob will be involved with that.
There you go.
He doesn't know that, but he is.
And if you would like to sit in on studio with one of us, you can pay. We are doing we are going to do auction, the highest bidder starting at $1,000, and we go up from there. You can join us live and see what it's all about. Dude, we need to do that. Write that down. I actually kind of like that. No, we got a big show today. So last week we're doing our training camp preview continues. Last week we did the offense. So this week we're going to do the defense. A cornerback of ours just signed a big contract extension we're going to talk about. We also have
huge
some
contract.
Yeah. And then with Rob being here in studio, we've got some it's DraftKings odds, I believe, about the AFC North we're going to talk about. We'll probably quickly go over we love going over our social media responses and, you know, what was said this past week for our Gleam legend. Gleam. Actually, we changed the Gleam confession this week. You did something new. What was it?
Gleam Nation Speaks.
I like that. So that was a little twist this week. We have our Gleam Showdown. This one, I think it'll be a runaway, but this one was a big one. And then He Said What He Said. We've got some AFC North and NFL news, which we've got a laundry list of stuff for both, and I don't know how much we're going to get to.
We're probably just gonna have to just kind of run through them and not go real in depth because there's so much to go over today.
I really hope there's some Aaron Rodgers news for us.
I got a little nugget for you.
I saw that in the show notes. I'm like, that SOB. Inside the dog pound, we got our free agent Fido of the week, Angel. We'll be talking about her. The land is off again this week, but Steve's rant and roll may be back, and we got our tailgating lot too, which John said Rob's going to be a part of that. And so we got a full show. So let's get going. Let's jump into this Browns news. So what do you want to start us off, John?
Big news yesterday, Steve. Denzel Ward becomes the NFL's highest paid defensive player. And he signed a 2-year deal with the Browns, $62.2 million. 50. My dyslexia kicked in. I almost said 25, but it's 52 million guaranteed. I'm sure that Ward would not have been happy if it was 25. I think he'd rather have the 52 million guaranteed. So 52 million guaranteed, signed under contract through the 2029 season, which means Denzel Ward will be playing in the new dome in Brook Park.
Yeah, well, we hope, right? I mean, heck, but I think he would be. And sorry, definitely going to put myself out there for the gambling degenerates. KB and I competing to lose our money the fastest. Yeah, we're going to definitely have some fun with Rob and Kevin, our buddy KB.
That's a good game. We need gambling. To do that with those guys. And
that'll be a great dude. Speaking of that, everything I'm on, I am flooded by gambling commercials. DraftKings, sports, whatever. They're everywhere.
Except I was talking to Rob, they're not in California. He cannot bet in California. There's no
Rob,
sports betting online.
loyalty like leaving in the third quarter of a blowout loyalty. That's only on occasion we've done that.
So anyways, getting back to Denzel Ward, he's a 5-time Pro Bowler, 18 career interceptions, 104 passes defended, and 4 forced fumbles. He actually has 4 defensive touchdowns too. 2 interception returns and 2 fumble returns.
I think my favorite one is, remember that one against the Bengals when Bengals were inside the 5 and he picked off Burrow at the 99 great. Yards to the house.
Yes, that was one of my favorite ones of his all time.
That was phenomenal.
So I guess, Steve, now that Myles Garrett's gone, we just locked up Denzel Ward. Is he the face of the Browns franchise right now with this contract?
I mean, you'd have to think so, right? He's got the most tenure. He's the most proven. He's an All-Pro and a Pro Bowler. So I think he's an All-Pro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, Carson Schwesinger is becoming that, but I mean, it's only his second year. So you got to go with Denzel Ward.
Yeah.
Schwesinger's right behind him. We'll see how Mason Graham produces. And then, of course, the new guy, Jared Verse, does he fill in for, but yeah, for right now, I'd have to go with Denzel's my guy. Okay. What about you?
Yeah, I would say Denzel Ward right now until we get a quarterback.
Okay.
Then he'll be the face. But I think right now they're going to lean into Denzel Ward being the face of the Cleveland Browns.
I would agree. I totally agree with that. Go ahead.
I was say that's pretty much the big Browns news that came out of Berea yesterday. So
yeah,
if you have any more to add to that, otherwise we can start dipping into this training camp preview if you want to.
Yeah. Well, real quick, John, do you think is Denzel Ward the best defensive back you've ever watched?
No, I would not say that. I would say he's up there for the Browns. I like Joe Hayden.
Really?
Yeah. I also really like Hanford Dixon and Frank Minifield.
Yeah.
And Steve, what about now? He's no Denzel Ward, but remember when we came back? I know you've got a good mind for memory. Who was the cornerback that we had? We drafted him in '99. Was it Harper or something like that? What was his name?
McCutcheon?
Yeah, Dalen McCutcheon. I knew you knew it.
And Rob said, "Yeah, Ward's been a 5-time Pro and not an All-Pro yet." You're right. I do. I didn't think he was for some reason.
That's why Rob's the best in the business.
Right. I agree. Job is his. If we don't scare him off after today. Who's Rob say? Is he the best?
Who's your favorite corner?
Best defensive back he's seen?
He's just smiling and laughing at us.
We get a lot of that.
Who's yours, Steve?
You know what? It's a toss-up, but I'll probably go with Frank Minifield as my number one, with Hanford as a close second. I think Minifield was more of that shutdown corner, although I loved Hanford. The tandem was just great. Joe Hayden used to be so frustrating. Remember, like, this guy ain't fast. Remember his combine? What did he run, like a 4.6 or something? People like, oh, he's slow. It seemed like he'd get toasted on some big plays. But then again, you look at his numbers and what he did. He's got some pretty impressive numbers. I think for me, Ward is probably my third, with Hayden being fourth. That's my top 4. So
I would flip the Dixon over Minifield, and I would flip the Ward over.
I would expect nothing less from a guy who loves number 29.
That is true.
I
can't argue that point. I did huge Hanford Dixon fan.
And Rob said Hayden played 7 with Cleveland with 5 with Pittsburgh, which I can't stand. Yeah, that is true. That is true.
He played 5 years in Pittsburgh. It doesn't feel like 5 years. Why do we trade him? That was stupid.
I don't think we traded him. I think he went as a free agent.
We traded him to Pittsburgh.
Did we?
Yeah, Rob will tell us in a minute. No, we traded him to Pittsburgh, and I don't think we got much for him, to be honest.
Huh. All right. I stand corrected. So, all right. All right. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
It's going to be about 30 minutes or so, but I don't think so. Anyway, defensive, we talked offense last week, so we're doing defensive position, mostly a lot of defensive position battles. So last week we broke down Todd Monken's offense and the position battles on that side of the ball. This week we're turning to our attention to Mike Rutenberger. I can't look at this guy's name and not think of that rookie of the year when he says this Roland Gardner's name. Mike Rutenberg's defense. That's cracking me up. Unlike the offense, there aren't as many starting jobs available, but there's still plenty of important battles, I think, that will determine the team's success. I think the Browns are counting on several second and third year players to take major steps forward with a handful of rookies and maybe some free agent additions for competing for some key roles. I have to tell you, John, this defense really excites me this year.
Why is that, Steve? What's got you juiced?
I think you have to go back, pre-1999 to see a defense with this much depth and talent, in my opinion, as a whole. I mean, we've had some good players, but I mean, when you look at across the board, look at our defensive line. Do you remember ever having the feeling that we had this much depth on the defensive line, even with Miles gone?
Right.
Look at the linebackers. Schwesinger, if he stays where he's at last year and keeps building with the addition of Quincy Williams, and then our secondary as a whole unit. And this is why Rob will get paid the big bucks. He said I was correct. He was released.
Oh, my bad.
August 30th. Yeah, because it was right by my birthday.
Well, that was even stupider to release him.
I know there were some issues there.
Was it injuries?
I don't know if it was injuries or a money thing or just, didn't think he's still quite there, had the juice, but yeah.
I'm sorry. That was a bad decision on the Browns to release Joe Hayden.
One of many. But no, as far as the whole unit,
yeah,
I really like this. I mean, I think there's depth at each layer. I mean, what about you? What do you think?
So defensive line, I do like what's going on the defensive line, even without Myles Garrett there. Mm-hmm. I will say, Steve, the linebackers scare me. The secondary does not worry me really. It's the linebackers. When you think about it, we've got Schwesinger and Quincy Williams. And then a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
So
candy corn guy. Hey, what's up, pal? How do you lose the best defensive player and become more excited about losing our one true strength? Because that's how I am, candy corn. I'm weird like that. I'm kind of crazy. No, I'm talking as a whole. Is Myles Garrett phenomenal? Yes. But let me ask you this, or anybody out there this. Myles, we all know he had a record-setting year last year. With this the defense around him, if we didn't have all the pieces we had, would he have put up those numbers still? And I think he's phenomenal. Like I said, I think Jared Verse is going to be a nice addition. Is he Myles? No. But again, as a total whole, I mean, we've always had a good player, a couple players on that side of the ball, but always weaknesses somewhere. And I just feel as a whole, from secondary, linebackers probably the weakest, but I do like me Schwesinger, and I think our offensive line is solid. So,
well, I'm also gonna say that, and I've been saying this, that Myles Garrett's a great football player. Myles Garrett
generational.
Yes, but he also was giving a lot of, extras, if you want to call it. He got away with a lot of things.
What do you mean?
Well, as far as like team meetings, maybe being a little bit late, he got some exceptions. And I think when you have a young team and one star player is getting the exceptions, I don't know if that's the right environment if you're trying to build a young team. If everybody's on the same playing field, now everybody's acting as a team 100%. And I think that's how the Browns get better. Because of the loss of Myles Garrett, they're going to be more of a team-focused instead of individual-focused defense.
I hope. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, when teams were game planning for us, it was Myles Garrett and that, they're double, triple teaming it.
Right.
But I do think, like I said, with the depth that this team had, with this line, the depth they had from the middle to the other side to the secondary, I mean, I think that also helped Myles out tremendously. Does he get as many sacks without the rest of that around? Like I said, Myles Garrett losing him is a big blow, but I like the addition of Quincy Williams. Like I said, Schwesinger, if he stays where he's at and keeps progressing, stud. That's that middle linebacker we've always been, yearning for since the, pre-1990. Well, no, I would stick with that. But the secondary solid. Ward's got to stay healthy. But I don't know. Something about this defense, I feel really good. And maybe it's because our offense is so bad and there's so many questions that I feel this way, but I do have faith in this. Addition is so Cleveland. Yeah. It's probably true, candy corn.
That's probably true, cotton candy or candy corn.
Candy corn. Don't you insult our friend like that, cotton candy. Get the hell out. It's candy corn.
It's very small writing on the screen. Sorry.
I see them all the time on X. I love candy corn. Thanks for commenting. Good to see you. What's that?
I had a thought, but that's okay. It went away.
Rob said Alex Wright and Jared Verse could help out with the OLB from time to time. Yeah, sure. So, well, let's get to it. So, okay, talking about Jared Verse and stuff. That's the headline. Everything's going to start with Jared Verse. With Miles gone, Verse is expected to become that leader of the Cleveland's pass rush. This is now Verse's defense up front, I think. I think the Browns believe he has Pro Bowl potential and the ability to consistently create pressure. And I don't think training camp's about whether Verse is the starter. It's about how dominant he can be. So, John, let me ask you. Yeah. Can Verse become a double-digit sack player this year? What's his height?
I would love it. I would love it. I don't think it's necessary, though.
Okay.
I think that they're going to get some other guys in there, get other people involved where you don't need Jared Verse to have 13, 12, 13. That'd be great to get it, but I don't think it's necessary. And but the question, does he get double-digit sacks? Steve, I'm going to say no. I'm going with 9 sacks for Verse this year.
Wow. Well, that's still an improvement what he did last year, 7.5. But I'm on record. That was one of my he said what he said. I've got him going double-digit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I truly believe our offensive line, again, boy, getting Malik Collins back to start the year will help out tremendously. Mike Hall has to stay healthy. We need to see that guy on the field. But with, we'll talk about Wright and McGuire here, but with that depth on the line, I don't see why he doesn't.
I guess it depends how they use him too.
Rick said, once again, we have to play with what we are dealt with. That is true.
Yeah.
Candy Corn. Love Jared Verse, total stud monster, 12 sacks, easy.
Well, I like
that. I liked you, Candy Corn. I predict double digits. I think he's going to I like what I've seen so far about him.
Yeah.
I like how he's already mixed in with the team with what we've seen. So I'm expecting a big year, and I think I think he wants to be a leader. So it excites me. Like I said, do I love losing Myles Garrett? Hell no. Guy's phenomenal. He's the best defensive end. Well, probably in my opinion, since either Bruce Smith or Reggie Smith that I can remember. John?
Yeah, I agree.
I love him, but I just think as a whole, I don't remember us having this much talent still on the defense as this. So, and Rob said, "Oh, I'll take the over as well, Steve." I love you, Rob. Was he saying the only reason he doesn't get over if teams are up big by halftime and they're rushing? Well, yeah, but I don't know. Our offense is going to light it up. People are going to have to try and play from behind. What do you think, John? Reggie White. Yeah, Candy Corn, I agree. Reggie White. Yeah. So let me ask you one other thing about Jared Verse, and we'll move on. Does he have defensive player of the year potential?
I would have to say yes.
So you don't think he'll get double-digit sacks, but he does have defensive player of the year potential?
Yes, potential. Potential means maybe in a year or two. It doesn't mean today.
Well, hey, touche. Yeah. Hey, we'll see. I just want to see him. I like everything he's done his first couple years has been pretty impressive. He's not going to be Myles Garrett, but if he's anywhere close to that, he was a first-round pick too. So let's see.
There's a couple guys that maybe can help him out too that we should probably talk about, and that's Alex Wright and Isaiah McGuire. Absolutely.
Those are, I think that's pretty those are the two guys competing for the opposite side.
Yeah. So Wright was selected in the 3rd round in 2022. McGuire was a 4th round pick in 2023.
Okay.
I think that Alex Wright was going to really take a step forward this year. I think he's in a really good situation.
Well, and we signed him to that contract, essentially. He's getting paid pretty decent. Again, stay healthy. He had a little bit of injury, but, if he stays healthy, I think he's a solid edge rusher.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he plays well against the run too. So, I think he's overall complete. And I liked what I saw out of McGuire. He earned more playing time last year. We saw more and more of him. I think what I like about him is he's got a motor that seems like it doesn't stop, and he's a physical kind of player, I think. So what's that?
The two of them have combined for 19.5 sacks over the last couple years together, last 4 seasons. So
that's what I mean. Well, and you could thank Myles for that too. I mean, when you got Myles on the other side, but I like that, like I said, I'm going to stick with that. I think our defensive line is strong. I think
I do too.
So, but yeah, I think that, that's impressive with that. And I think those two, I think they're going to rotate a lot this season rather than maybe one clearly being the guy. I think you're going to see a good rotation of the two, and that's great. Who do you think, let's ask this real quick, or anybody out there, who do you think starts week 1?
I think it's going to be Alex Wright.
Yeah, I do too.
Mean, he got the big 3-year, $33 million contract extension. Yep. I think, but that does not mean that Isaiah McGuire is not going to be a big part of this defense.
No. I mean, if we're anything like what one thing Schwartz did a lot last year, I thought, was I think he did a lot of rotation, a lot of guys coming in and out, which is nice. That says we have depth. So, and I think we'll continue to see. I think we've got depth on this team, which again is something we really haven't had. So, I think we both. What's that?
Speaking of depth, we have Julian Okara, Tyreek Sapp, Logan Fano, the brother.
Yep.
Of Spencer. Aiden Huntington.
Yeah, Candy Corn said Alex Wright. We agree.
Yeah, I agree. Candy Corn guy.
I am. Who?
Kador Snyder. He'll be batting for reserve role in special teams.
Yeah.
So
I did like what I saw out of Huntington last year, Aiden Huntington. I'd like to see that. The Tyreek Sapp was in it. He's a guy that was I believe he was an unrestricted free agent signing, and I heard some good things about him. So I'm curious to see a few of these guys compete for that. Logan Fano, I don't know.
It's kind of weird. It's like Logan Fano just here because of his brother, or can this kid really play?
I mean, it didn't hurt, I think, but we'll find out, right? But
yeah,
no, I like it. I think those three, I think I would throw Huntington in there. I liked a lot what I saw from him last year. So you got 4, and we'll see who comes out of that. Can anyone else emerge as that reliable rotational pass rusher behind them? So
I think that's going to be an interesting battle in camp for sure.
Yeah, I think we're 3 strong with the defensive end. It's who becomes that 4th defensive end, and in my opinion, it's Huntington is the leader right now. And then who's surprised? Every year there's surprises, and that's part of my rant and roll. But anyway, defensive end predictions. I think we both had Jared Verse leads. Does Jared Verse lead the team in sacks?
Yes. I think so. Unless somebody really comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. Alex Wright, we said, wins the starting job, but McGuire plays nearly as many reps or is rotated quite a bit with him.
Yeah.
We think so. All right. There you go. Defensive tackles. This group is interesting. I like this one a lot. Again, it partly built on health, but this room has the potential to be one of the strengths of this defense, but also some questions. So Mason Graham, we know about him. He's entering his 2nd season. And quite honestly, we expect him to take a significant leap. He showed flashes as a rookie, and now Browns are looking for him to become that anchor of that interior defensive line. He's that combination of power, leverage, and quickness. I think he's one of the most important young players on this roster.
Totally agree with that, Steve. I think we're going to see Mason Graham mature in front of our eyes over the next year, 2 years, where he's going to be a dominating force in the middle.
Let's hope so. Can he become one of the AFC's best defensive tackles?
Yeah, for sure. I don't see why not.
Does he make the Pro Bowl this year?
Everybody makes the Pro Bowl.
Right? It's July. The whole damn team. Just send the Browns roster on defense. There's your.
No, but as a quote unquote Pro Bowl player, yeah, I think I can see him achieving that. Maybe not this year, but most likely by next year.
Yeah, I'm expecting a good jump, but we'll see. We'll see.
I really like Mason Graham a lot.
Well, the big news was just was announced last week was Malik Collins. We got to monitor this. He opens up camp on the active, physically unable to perform PUP list. So as he continues to recover, it was a quad injury, I believe he suffered last season. Right,
yes.
John?
Yeah, it was pretty bad too.
Okay, so the Browns hope he's going to return during camp, but his absence creates that additional opportunities for the younger defensive tackles. And we also signed the Khalil Davis. Or we have that Elijah Chapman I've been hearing about too to take advantage. But the guy I really want to see is Mike Hall Jr., the Ohio State Buckeye.
The question is Mike Hall Jr. going to just end up being a disappointment, or is he going to be able to turn this thing around?
I don't know. Candy Corn just said right there, where's Mike? We drafted him. He's been on my totally
Yep.
agree. Second
100%.
round pick. And some people thought first round. Some, you got him in the second. He's had a lot of injuries. Didn't he have the one legal issue?
Yeah, he
put him a little behind
or something on his girlfriend.
Something. Anyway, but then it was the injury. So in my opinion, this is a huge year. He's entering his third season. I don't think the talent's ever been questioned. The biggest question is just, can he stay healthy? So when he's on the field, he has shown ability to penetrate and, get in that backfield and disrupt plays. If he can stay available for an entire season, he could become one of our biggest breakout players that we're hoping for.
I think you're right with that, because he could turn into a surprise that we didn't see coming, because he's kind of just been playing at this level of injury and marred down and not playing great. Like, if he turns it around, he could be a fantastic player, Steve.
We need him. We need Malik Collins for this defense to go. I will say we need Malik Collins back. And we need Mike Hall to step up. We need that depth. Give us that third defensive tackle. We got the guy. Where's Clea Davis from? San Francisco, right?
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah, I did like that signing. Gives us again some depth. It's all about depth and rotation. I mean, you see with that defense, when you've got fresh guys you can run in and out, that defense, and that line just is so much better. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm high on this team. I think we have depth on this team that we never did before. Previous years, since we've been back in 99, it was this guy goes down, we're screwed because we got nobody after that. And who's this guy? It's guys that most of the time don't make people's roster or, buried on it. And these guys were significant contributors at that time. So we'll see.
Yeah, one thing, Steve, I kind of want to touch on, because we're talking about rotating defensive linemen, and that's something that Rutenberg, he likes to do. And can I just say one thing? Because me and Rob were watching TV this morning. We were watching some sports shows. Mm-hmm. When did Schwartz become God's gift to coaching? I mean, honestly, dude, I'm so sick of hearing about this guy. Like, oh, geez, we can't play defense anymore because Jim Schwartz is in here. Oh, Jim Schwartz. Fuck Jim Schwartz. He didn't want to be here. I don't want him here. He's gone. We got Rutenberg, Hosengardner. Let's go. I'm tired of hearing about Schwartz.
I will say I do think Schwartz is a really good defensive coordinator. And I think he did get the best out of some of the guys. But yeah,
good for him.
I agree. He's not the end all be all. So he is a very good coordinator, but it's not.
I'm sorry, Steve. I just get emotional sometimes about this stuff.
I love the emotion pouring out. What does Rob think?
He's just sitting here laughing at me.
All right, let's get back to the linebacker, man. You know what?
I'm all heated now. I'm heated.
The linebackers. We'll get to it. Linebackers. Biggest news in this group is who's competing and who's missing. So, could you just imagine? Let your mind imagine, and those of you out there, if JOK was not injured.
Yeah.
Fortunately, he was placed earlier this year on the physically unable to perform list, which means he's out for the entire season. And probably all indications are, I think most people believe he's probably done for his career.
Yeah. I think the next time we see JOK is when he comes out to smash a guitar before the game.
I think Candy Corn is becoming one of our new favorite listeners. He agreed with you. I agree. F. Schwartz, he didn't.
Thank you, football. Candy Corn. Thank you.
Now you get his name right. Appreciate the comments.
I agree 100%.
But yeah, I mean, I hate to say, man, JOK was so good. Could you imagine him with Schwesinger, a linebacking core? I love Williams. I love the addition of Williams and JOK and Schwesinger with that defense. Yeah, now I'm really excited. But you know what? We don't have them, so it does leave a major void. And we'll start with who I think reminds me so much of Clay Matthews, Carson Schwesinger. I think who will be the anchor of this defense. Second season, expected to become. I think he's expected to become a leader now. Outstanding instincts as a rookie. Always seems to be around the football. And didn't he have the green dot?
I believe so.
Yeah. So he's the quarterback of that defense for years to come. We all hope, right? Stay healthy.
I mean, they said he understands the game and he knows how to get people in position and what's going on. Like that, that's the stuff that's really hard to teach. If you don't know that already,
right,
then you're behind it. Schwesinger's way ahead of the curve. Not only that, he's physical too.
Well, and I got to admit, I remember when we drafted Schwesinger, I'm like, why are we taking a linebacker? Second round for that pick. I'm like,
yeah.
Well, it turned out to be one of. I mean, it was a great class. The whole class was great for the most part. So great pick. I think the big questions for him is, can he become the AFC's top linebacker or one of the top linebackers? And John,
I would say easily.
I think so too. He's right there with, up there with leading the league in tackles and stuff. I don't see that changing. I mean, like we said, kid just got a nose for the football.
I think that Schwesinger is going to be one of those guys that is just always around the ball.
I agree.
Making play. We have not had a linebacker like that in how long, Steve? Since we had a guy that was just out there causing havoc everywhere. DeQuell Jackson?
DeQuell was steady. I never saw him. It did seem like he made too many plays behind the line, but
or big play. Like he didn't make like the big.
But yeah, fumble. I mean, he was a sure-handed tackler, made plays, but yeah, he wasn't like that. I mean,
and I'll say this, Steve, and I'm going to give our division rivals a little bit of credit right now, is that Carson Schwesinger reminds me of the kind of player you would see on the Steelers or Ravens, where it just annoys the crap out of you when you're playing against him because he's just everywhere.
Yeah. I agree. Rob says 100% you can't teach that. Hopefully he can stay healthy and on the field because we need him out there. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And Candy Corn, no, 49 was a gift. He replaces JOK. The world is right. That is true. Yeah. Just God, it would have been really nice to see those two play together because JOK was the same way. Just always had a nose for making plays, and but I think then we get to Quincy Williams. One of the Browns, he's probably one of the Browns, if not biggest offseason additions.
Yeah, kind of a sleeper.
I remember seeing that highlight video. I remember the first one I was looking him up because I'll be honest, I didn't know a ton about him. So when I remember looking some stuff up, one of that first videos I saw when he bolted through the backfield and blew out that guy's windshield.
Oh yeah,
then there, I'm like, I love
Tyler Murray, I think.
I thought it was Arizona. I don't remember who, but yeah,
just blew him up.
Oh yeah, and what is he known as, the Joker? I think I saw him coming in. He had the dreadlocks, and I think I saw a photo of him or a video of him going to camp yesterday. By the way, veterans did report yesterday, so everybody should be in camp. But he's got the long dreadlocks, and I think he's got a nickname of the Joker. Maybe?
Oh, maybe. Okay, because I see it. I'm like, they were green, and I was like, wait, but he's why don't you get your hair redone because you're on the Browns? You get an orange stripe. But I guess if he's a Joker, that makes sense.
That's what they're saying. So, but no, I like it. He's a veteran free agent. He's got the speed. He's got speed, toughness, leadership, and he's got some proven production. So I expect him to step up into that starting role immediately. And I guess the big question will be, how much better does Williams make this defense? Something to watch. No,
yeah, I think with the veteran presence that he's going to bring, it can only help.
I agree. And then the other thing is, there's two. Everybody knows about McNeil Warren, the safety taken out of Toledo, and we took him in the second round. A lot of people thought he was going to be a first-round pick. But I'll tell you, the other rookie on the defensive side that we took that I'm actually pretty excited to see is Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be, in my opinion, I think he's going to be one of the most interesting players to watch throughout camp. Can he earn defensive snaps early, or will he begin his career as primarily a special teams guy? I think his development is going to be huge, especially considering the loss of JOK that we talked about. So,
right.
Really curious to see him. I like what he brings. I like what I've read about him. So now I just want to see if it translates onto the field and at this level. So, position battles, again, players fight. I don't think we're this deep here. This is probably our weakest depth. We got Nathaniel Watson, Winston Reed, the Arnold guy, Reed Caraco, and then
EMA.
I don't know how to say it. Well, yeah,
Easton,
Arnold.
Easton.
I don't know who's the Edafon guy we got. Edafon
or Flushlu.
Exactly. So, not a ton of depth. Watson and Reed stick out to me. Reed we had last year, so we'll see. But prediction, I think Carson Schwesinger leads this team in tackles.
I can see that happening.
Okay.
I think
But
I think we need one more year, Steve, to build this linebacking core.
I agree.
But but the way it's going, I like what's happening.
Mike Palmer said, I'm starting to get the Browns preseason envy.
Oh
boy. And Candy Court said, it appears the defensive mantra will be no one is running the ball on us. You know what? Candy Corn, I would welcome that, because how many years, you've been a fan for a long time like us, we're season ticket holders, we get shredded in the run. So if we can be a run dominating defense, I am all for it. And that's the thing too. These guys, the guys they got on this team are kind of well rounded.
Yeah.
Miles, great player. No, he's a great player. I'm not gonna say nothing negative. I don't know if he was that great against the run, but he was great. So I think this team, because remember before, this guy great at getting after quarterback, terrible against the run, or vice versa. I think we got guys that are just solid. So, and that can tackle. That's the other thing. How many of our past Browns defenses couldn't tackle for crap? Well,
they were good at arm tackling,
right? So
shoulder jumping.
Yeah. So we'll see. But cornerbacks, this one, I like what we got. I love our starting pair, and we'll get into it. So we mentioned Ward got the huge contract. Tyson Campbell be his really first full year with us now.
Fantastic trade by Andrew Berry, by the way.
That one worked out well. I mean, Greg Newsome, I know a lot of people like, but I think system-wise, he just works out so much better. But I don't think there's really too much drama here at this group. Ward, he's still one of the elite corners. They're going to still rely on him, I think. Just my only nitpicking, and this, when I watch games, I've got in my opinion, two really good cornerbacks. And Candy says, Denzel needs to quit using his head to tackle. Yep, I think I just gave him a concussion. He has gotten a little better, but I totally agree. And I don't want to jinx the guy, but they have not been as frequent as past. So I do agree, though. But
it's almost like you'd rather have him not even try to tackle sometimes and just keep him just so he can be on the field still and not get hurt.
I agree, but I feel we got two really, really good cornerbacks. One of my biggest pet peeves, this drives me nuts, this, we've been at games together, is I don't want to look at the game or watch the game, and I don't want to see Jamar Chase lined up and see Grant Delpit or a linebacker. I want my best. It drives me nuts sometimes when they do that, and that was more of, I think, a Schwartz scheme thing.
Oh, go surprise. Schwartz didn't do something right.
I want my number one corner and that number one receiver. My number two corner on that number. I don't want safeties, linebackers. Denzel, you just got paid. You're the highest paid corner. That tells me you shut down their best. I don't want to see you on the left side.
Yep. Every play.
So we'll see. That my first test for Rutenberg. How does he do his defense? Because that drives me nuts.
I hate they just played the one side, and I don't like that either.
Nope, I do not. I never want to see my third or fourth string whoever on, Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson or you name it. So
ridiculous.
Anyway, I do like that, and I like the depth behind there. Miles Harden, Miles Bryant. I like both of those guys. I'm really interested in the kid, and they actually gave him guaranteed money. Michael Coach Jr. is a kid to watch. Okay. And I'm kind of curious to see what happens with him. We said Campbell, are they? So I think we know the answer to this.
Yeah. Browns
best defensive back duo. Is that always going to be still Hanford and Minnie?
Yeah.
This group right now, could they be the next number two best ever?
Boy, I'll tell you what. Great question. Because you do have two really good cornerbacks.
Mm-hmm.
You've got some good safeties. Dogs 2.0. I mean, you have Emmanuel McNeil-Warren too. We don't know what he's going to do, but all accounts are saying that he's a playmaker. So you're going to have Delpit and McNeil-Warren, Ronnie Hickman.
Yeah. No, I think
about
Candy Corn said, can we get Shador's dad to play a few downs?
He probably still could.
I know. Didn't he have something before? Remember when he was going through something where his feet, he almost lost his foot or toes or something?
Diabetes,
I don't know if it was because of diabetes. I'm assuming that would make sense, but
he lost a toe or something, I think.
Did he actually lose it? So
I think they had to amputate it, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, corners, like I said, I think we're solid there. I think the Browns, As far as Campbell, I don't know if we finished with him. I like the long, athletic, the physical outside corner he is. I think he fits Rutenberger's aggressive defensive philosophy. I think with them building the chemistry, and now they've been together. They played half the year last year. They got this off season to be with and start. So I think just that chemistry to get together, and I think they can become one of the NFL's best cornerback duos. I feel like I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
You are drinking the Kool-Aid, but you're kind of making me want to get a glass of it.
Right? But no, I mean, I am high on this defense. So, and if I'm wrong, hit me later because I'm going to be devastated. But I am high. I like depth-wise, I think Harden's the one guy. He's entering, a second year? It could be a breakout for him. He could see a much bigger role. I think he definitely fits that nickel and dime package. So, and I think the rest I think those are probably our top three. And then it gets to the backup jobs. Bryant, there's Trey Avery. I don't think we talked about him. Demario Mathis. Isn't that the guy who's the guy we just signed? Was that him?
Last week?
I think so. So, a lot of those guys, they're going to be special teams guys too. So who could contribute on there? I think
that's going to be a big for some of these guys. That's how they're going to have to hook on is with special teams.
Ooh, and our crackpot producer extraordinary said Primetime lost 2 toes in March of 22 from his left foot. Ooh, due to severe blood clots. I thought I remember hearing something about that. All right, Candy Corn, I don't really want him now. Sorry.
Prime time with 8 toes is better than most cornerbacks in the NFL.
That is true. All right. Wow, we're 12:47. We are, we budget stuff for time about 30 minutes.
Yeah, so that's fine, Steve. We could take a lot. This camp stuff to me is very interesting, and breaking down. We're both are going to camp next week to watch.
Looking forward to that.
Looking forward to seeing. Yeah,
I haven't been to one, and I can't remember. Candy Corn said, "Damn it." I love it. So, all right. And we got safeties. And again, I think secondary as a whole is deep. Biggest story, Grant Delpit. Leader, playmaker, versatile. I think Rutenberger is going to continue moving him around that formation. Deep safety, in the box, blitzer. I mean, Delpit. And I think we kind of expected. We both loved him coming out. I mean, remember, most people thought he was going to be a first-round pick. He fell to us in the second round. I was ecstatic when we got him. And he's come through. He's the player we hoped.
And then he got hurt his rookie year.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to see much of him. And now we're seeing how good Grant Delpit really is.
No, love it. I mean, he's panned out. Is this the year he finally gets national recognition?
I very well, Steven. So this is the last year of his contract too. So he's got something to play for. You know how that goes.
Yeah, we're gonna see. So, and then Ronnie Hickman. I think he's probably the favorite right now to start alongside Delpit. Can he take the next step? You look at what he's done. He's he was an undrafted. Wasn't he undrafted? I know we got him as a free agent. He's produced for us. Former Ohio State Buckeye too. Yeah. And then of course, I mean, I think a lot of people are excited. We talked briefly, but the rookie, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, local kid here out of Toledo in the Hizzy. He's going to be another to watch. What do you?
Well, and I think too. I think there's a possibility. Well, not possibility. Probably is going to happen. Where you're going to have Delpit, Hickman, and McNeil-Warren all on the field at the same time.
I think so. There's so many different packages. Put me out the best 11 players. I don't care what position you play. Right. If I got 3 safeties out there, so be it. I want the best guys out there.
I kind of like to see Delpit do a little more kind of roaming and blitzing and things like that.
I love what you could do with him. He's kind of all over. And McNeil, I like his physical style. He should make an immediate fit on coverage units, I would think, too. Yeah. I think he could, will he see special teams? So backups, there's a lot of backups here. I know there's a couple guys who brought in. The Daniel Thomas, I think, was from Detroit. You got the Donovan McMillan, Chris Edmonds,
Tyron Herring.
Yeah. And so
Brian Washington also.
Yes. So I think those guys are all competing for backup roles. And again, special teams, who makes a roster, who's the primary backup. But I think the thing we're seeing though is there's depth on this team. There are some good players on this team. And they're building. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
Oh,
so I think as we wrap up here, this, our
preview.
talk on, defensive battles to watch. I think some of them we kind of talked a little is, can Jared Verse become Cleveland's next elite pass rusher? What does Rob think?
Is Verse going to be next elite pass? He's shaking his head. He's saying absolutely.
The D has a good mixture of youth, Candy Corn. I totally agree. I think that's why I'm so high. I like the mixture. I love the youth on his team. Now, these guys got to produce. I mean, have a good first year. And, I mean, I guess we're going to learn a lot. I mean, Miles makes a defense good, if not great. He's gone. I think, though, that this defense really complemented and helped him out a lot, too. So now we're going to see which one is it. You know, is it that we've got good depth on this team and this is just a good defense, or was it, hey, Miles did a lot and covered up a lot of crap? So I think the other thing we talked about, can Alex Wright or Isaiah McGuire sees that starting role next to him? Which one will it be? Mason Graham, does he make that second-year leap into like Pro Bowl caliber tackle? And Mike Hall, can he finally stay healthy and realize his potential? I think that those are big
questions. Big questions.
Yep, for the line. And then, how quickly does Quincy Williams and possibly that Justin Jefferson, the rookie, settle into that linebacker rotation? Like we said, that's probably our weakest spot. So how do those two produce? And then does Miles Harden earn a bigger defensive role? Which rookie has a bigger defensive impact? Will it be McNeil Warren? Will it be Jefferson? Could it be another surprise contributor? I don't know. What do you think?
Now, I'm hoping any one of those guys. I'd love to see another guy pop out of nowhere the way Schwesinger did last year.
There you go.
That would really be outstanding for the Browns to get another young stud coming in.
What are your closing thoughts then with this?
My closing thoughts are, I have two things, Steve. One is that I just want this defense not to give up big plays at the most inopportune moments, because it seemed like that happened a lot last year.
Yeah.
Third and 25, and we give up 26 yards. Like, that's got to stop. But I will say, in a positive light, this team that the Browns are putting together, I like this team a lot. I like the players. I like their attitude. And it's an easy group of bunch of guys to root for.
Isn't it amazing when you actually draft well?
Yeah. Well, let's not get the cart in front of the horse.
Well, that's true. I mean,
these guys yet. Andrew Berry got one good draft. Let's not get crazy, folks.
That is true. That's why you're the yin to my yang.
I am the yin to your yang, and you're the yin to my yang.
Whoa, this is breaking news. Candy Corn says Delpit getting cut. Book it. I don't see it. Why?
I don't see it either, because he's in the last year of a contract.
I don't think they just flat out cut him.
Maybe he knows something. Candy Corn knows something we don't.
Rob
just said we did it to Joe Hayden. I wish Rob had a
Joe
microphone.
Joe was like 30 or 30, at least 30. Delpit's still young. I don't see it.
He's 27.
He's a baby. So all right. Well, there you go. Like you said, I don't know. This defense for me, we talked about it. I think Rutenberger's inherits a defense with a good blend of some veteran leadership and a lot of young talent. So we know the cornerstone pieces. We know who needs to stay healthy. But I think, if everything falls into place, I think this defense has the talent to be one of the fastest, more physical, and most disruptive units in the AFC. I like what we have, and I can't wait to see it. So
I agree.
There it is. A little bit of fun news to end with our Browns news is and this is so fitting with Rob being in studio. I came across this: odds to win the AFC North according to DraftKings. Any guesses, fellas? Who's number one, the favorite?
Well, the Ravens.
Yes,
of course.
Ravens are. What's that?
I was going to say Ravens, but I think it should be the Bengals. But that's me.
Yeah, Ravens are minus 115. The Bengals are second. They're at plus 195. Who do you think came in third? Pittsburgh or Cleveland?
Of course, the Steelers.
Yes, they did. Pittsburgh's are plus 510 to win the AFC North, and our Browns, man. And I'm normally not that guy that drinks the Kool-Aid all high. Yes, I am. There's a lot of times I'm like, we're going 14-3, but the Browns are plus 2,100.
Steve, know what I call this? You
What?
know what I call this?
What do you call it?
Easy money, baby. Easy money.
You obviously don't like money. I mean, heck, if you want to throw down some cheap, but yeah, I think
Put $100 down on the Browns and
wow,
you're
yeah.
in good shape.
Yeah. Unfortunately, our offense is nowhere near there. So, all right, that does it for our Browns news. We do have some social media things. We're going to kind of, since it's 1:00.
Yeah, we're going to have to cut this show down, Steve, a little bit, I think.
Yeah. For those that followed us on the social media, this week, our legend that we did was Al Gross, former safety. Al Gross, hell of a player back in the day. Love me some Al Gross. I love the Gleam legends that we do each week.
I do too. I get a lot of good comments too on it on social media.
Yeah, you do. And then we didn't do Gleam Confession this week, but John did a new one, Gleam Nation Speaks, and it was, what is the coldest Browns game you've ever attended? And there's our wrong motto, built here, forged in loyalty. It's forged by, but
my bad. So coldest game, I had the Top Gun podcast.
Yes.
That he was in East End Zone, December 27th, 2009, when Sebastian Janikowski broke the longest field goal record. It was 34 degrees.
Wow.
I had another one. Titans game when the blizzard hit.
I remember that one.
Eddie George rushed for about 150 yards and the Titans won. There was one more I had. Oh, I had a guy. He was at the Red Wright 88 game.
Wow. Okay.
And then that was T Hamp. And then Mike Z993, he was at the Drive. He said that was cold too.
Yeah. Mike Palmer, friend of the show, said he didn't remember the year, but he went to that Oilers game. And I think that's probably the same one that the other guy was talking about. He said it was so cold, even bundled up, it was just that miserable cold. He said it was the only game he was sober at because he couldn't even bring himself to drink.
That's cold.
He said, when I got home, the beer I took to tailgate had frozen in the trunk of his car. And then Buck, I saw somebody on X, Buck2299 said Browns Steelers in 13. Terrible game other than Gordon's performance, but so cold. No. He said it was so cold even Steelers fans left early.
So Steve, that was that night. Wasn't that night game? It was like a Thursday night, and it was cold as can be that night. I remember that game.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't, so I'll take your word.
You know why? I don't think you went, Steve. I went to that one by myself.
In 13?
Yeah, you didn't go. It was a Thursday night game.
That's 6 years into it, and I was hitting a point where I'm like, why are we putting ourselves through this? But okay.
But my coldest game was that Saints game in 2023, I think it was.
That we lost?
Yeah. A cold weather team that lost to a dome team.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, you lost me on that argument of home field advantage when you lose to a dome team. No, that was pretty good. But and then our Gleam Showdown. This one I expected a lot. We had was Chomps versus Slider. One choice, no fence sitting. And I think most of the comments I saw were pretty much in favor of Slider. What about you, John?
Yeah. Lizzie said both. If I had to pick, though, it'd be Slider. Mm-hmm. I had Wolf Sentry said Chomps always.
I did see a couple, but most of them were.
Then I had this one, Steve. This one threw me for a loop. And I asked the follow-up question, but he said, this is Matt Papanacker's bar. He said, but it's the same guy. And I wrote back, it's the same guy? Seriously? So this Chomps is being played by Slider? Is that possible?
I don't know.
Does anybody know? If anybody knows if the guy inside the costume of Chomps and Slider is the same guy, let us know.
I don't think so, but hey, who knows? Chris Fisk said he took his boys to a Christmas Eve 2022. One of them cried it was so cold. That's pretty good. Dom said, and with this, Dom Rossi on Facebook said Slider, no contest. So there you go. I know this week, this week you have the Gleam Showdown being Denzel Ward versus Joe Hayden. So that should be an interesting one.
Yeah, I figured with the Denzel contract, why not throw that question out there?
There you go. And then since I love this defense and drinking the Kool-Aid, at least on the defensive side, he said what he said this week was that the Browns defense will win at least 2 games by itself this season. That could be a game-changing pick six, a strip sack that flips this game, a fourth quarter interception. But I think there's 2 games we're going to look back and say that defense They won that. So that's he said what he said. We'll see what happens, and don't hold me to it. So that's it with that. John, know your enemy. You want to hit maybe one or two things?
I'm gonna skim real quick, Steve, because we are getting tight on time already.
Yeah, we're.
I have this. What are we saying?
This is the latest we've ever been.
I know we're gonna have to cut some stuff up, but hey, Aaron Rodgers. I pulled this story just for you. He said that there is zero debate that the 2026 season will be the last in the NFL for Aaron Rodgers. Does that make you happy, Steve?
Well. Start it again real quick. There's zero what?
He said there is zero debate that the 2026 season will be his last in the NFL.
Well, I can say two things. There's zero chance that I give a shit, and there's 100% certainty that I can't wait for you to retire because I'm tired of hearing from you. Goodbye. Go. I'm done. I've heard so much Aaron Rodgers this year and last year. I'm done. I'm just done with the guy.
How about this one? Baltimore Ravens waived Diego Pavia.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. That
before training camp.
Yeah.
Rob was telling me earlier that I guess he said, look out, wait for next. What did he say? Wait till you see me next year. He said, wait till you see me next year.
Yeah. It ain't going to be in the NFL. That's for sure.
That's what I told Rob. It was going to be in the CFL.
Hey, Rob, the Facebook says Rick Deetra Jacobs. Is this Mr. or Mrs.?
Oh, your mom? That's your mom? Okay.
She put
Hi,
how
Mrs.
many
Jacobs.
Hi, Mrs. Jacobs. She put how many Christmas Eves did they break our hearts?
Oh gosh,
just about every. Although
and getting blown out too. Ay.
Go home. Candy Corn said, "Go home, Karen Rodgers."
Karen that's his new name, Steve. We're calling him Karen Rodgers.
I'm just done of hearing from the guy. But yeah, no, you might hear of Diego next year, but it ain't going to be in the NFL. I don't think he has a chance.
I don't think so. That's all I really have for the know your enemy.
All right, buddy. Well, this is yours. Sponsor alert. Wet Jet Pressure Washing. This is all you, John.
All right, summer's here. If your house, driveway, deck, or patio didn't survive the Ohio spring looking its best, it might be time for a refresh. That's where Wet Jet Pressure Washing comes in. Based in Painesville Township and serving all of Northeast Ohio, Wet Jet has been helping homeowners and businesses look their best since 2001. House washing, roof cleaning, gutters, concrete sealing, deck restoration, commercial fleet cleaning, you name it, they clean it. And these guys aren't just showing up with a pressure washer from the hardware store. Wet Jet is fully insured, bonded, and uses professional-grade equipment along with eco-friendly cleaning solutions to get the job done right. Summer means cookouts, family gatherings, graduation parties, and spending more time outside. Make sure your home looks its best for every guest who stops by. And here's the best part. Mention There's a Gleam podcast and get $75 off Wet Jet's house wash and exterior window cleaning package. Give Scott and the team a call at 440-283-WASH. That's 440-283-9274, or visit wetjetpressurewashing.com. Wet Jet Pressure Washing, clean that stands out. Let's get the Gleam back.
I have to say, I think you do an excellent job reading that.
Thank you. That's at North Royalton Education.
There you go. Well, thanks, Scott and the gang for that. And with that note, we said there's no land this week.
Right.
So we're going to get to one of our favorite segments, and I will do this one. I'm sorry, I left it under, didn't I? Hi, Mrs. Jacobs. There we go. All right. So our next one brought up is, who is it, John? Oh, I got it. Because we got so many of them. All right. As a dog owner myself, I can tell you, our dog Maya absolutely loves summer. The minute that back door opens, she's outside running around the yard, chasing squirrels, soaking up the sun, and just being a dog. Actually, she's limping. She did something outside. I don't know what she did, but she messed up her paw or her leg. But anyway, only problem with all that, every time I go out to mow the lawn, have some friends or family over for a cookout, or just walk through that backyard, I've got to play a little game that I like to call Watch Your Step. That's why I'm so glad to tell you about Poo Poo We Do. They're a professional pet waste removal service serving all of Lake County, and they take care of one job every dog owner wishes someone else would do. Whether you need a weekly service, monthly cleanups, or just a one-time cleanup before your next barbecue or family party, they've got you covered. And honestly, for prices starting at just $15 for one dog, it's worth it to just enjoy your yard without worrying about where you're stepping. You don't know how many shoes I've had to clean. If you're adopting a new best friend from our friends over at Euclid Pet Pals, this is one of those services you'll be glad you have from day one. Give Poo Poo We Do a call at 440-941-9999. 9798 for a free quote, and be sure to tell them you heard about them on There's a Gleam podcast. Poo-poo we do because your dog deserves the backyard and you deserve to enjoy it too. Let's get the Gleam back.
So every week here on Inside the Dog Pound, we team up with our friends at Euclid Pet Pals to
ease up. Nope. Not doing that yet. A little. I got to tell you about this. Hey, so John, we talked about somebody last week. Glenn Powell, dog we featured as our Fido of the week, got adopted. Do you know, John? Remember Cletus?
Yeah, I remember Cletus.
Well, I'm happy to announce Cletus has been adopted as well. I think we're on a roll lately. Now, again, I'm not saying it's because of us in our segment, but I'm also not saying it may be because of us in our segment. So anyway, just wanted to give that quick shout out. Good for you, Cletus. I hope you have a happy life. And just want to throw out there, we shine a light on all these adoptable dogs, and now there's two that we've done that have been adopted. So sorry to cut you off, but I'll let you go on this next segment here.
All right. So this week's free agent Fido of the week is Angel. Angel is about 6 years old. She's a pit mix, and she's already spayed and vaccinated. So she's ready to join her new team today. So Angel came from the shelter as a surrender. And while that's never easy for any dog, she hasn't let it change who she is. Everyone at Euclid Pet Pal says she's incredibly sweet, but she's also very shy. New people, new places, and all the changes that she's been through have understandably made her a little cautious. What Angel needs isn't someone looking for the loudest or most outgoing dog. She needs someone willing to give her a little time, a little patience, and a whole lot of love. The best part, once a shy stray dog trusts you, that bond is something that really special. Watching them gain confidence and finally realize that they're safe is one of the most rewarding experiences a family can have. So if you've been thinking about adding a four-legged teammate to your home, maybe Angel is the one you've been waiting for. Visit euclidpetpals.net to learn more about Angel and all of the other amazing dogs and cats waiting for their forever homes. Remember, don't shop, adopt. You just might find your next best friend. So that is Angel.
Clip that. I love doing this segment. And yeah, I'm so happy. That's two dogs, man. That's kind of cool to see. All right, Johnny, NFL news. Do we have any NFL news?
I got a couple. I'm just going to read them through them real quick. These are the tidbits that I have. Colts Daniel Jones feeling good coming off Achilles tear. He's full go for training camp. NFL analyst Tony Romo got arrested.
Yeah.
Suspicion of OVI. Did you see the mugshot?
I actually just watched a video the other day. Yesterday.
I love Tony Romo, but that was stupid. You don't drink and drive. Not in today's world.
But he said he was coming to or going to Grandma and Grandpa's.
Well, take an Uber to Grandma and Grandpa's. Tyreek Hill provides an update that after a season-ending injury, there has no power left in his left leg.
That's not, man. Did you see that injury? Was brutal, dude.
Yeah, and he said he's on a timeline. He's feeling good about his timeline. But Steve, when you said you have no power in your left leg, I don't have a good feeling about your return.
Not when your game's built on speed like that. No.
And get this, Steve. Sean McVay says Aaron Donald thinking about potential return.
You know, I hate to say it. You've been seeing a lot about that. You've seen some of the videos of him training a little bit. I starting to wonder if he comes back.
I know, right? I think he might. And the other one, Jimmy Garoppolo, said he's open to playing after considering retirement. Would you take Garoppolo on the Browns?
No, done with that. Been there, done that. That's time's coming past.
Rob said no too, but I would.
Oh my God.
I won 7 quarterbacks in that room by the end of this week.
Yeah.
We also had the 99 club revealed for Madden 27.
Yes.
We have Josh Allen, Jamar Chase, Trey McBride, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Matthew Stafford, and Myles Garrett are the 99.
Trey McBride, that's a little, and Stafford, really?
Yeah, Stafford's the 99. I don't understand how Stafford can be a 99 when he has no wheels at all.
I don't know.
Doesn't your speed have something to do with Madden ratings?
Sure.
And just one last thing, Tampa Bay defensive tackle Vita Vea requests a trade from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'm going to do you a couple here because I have some news of my own. I'd love to share with our fans because, you know what? Why not give them what they want?
Give them what they want.
We say no to. What was Rob talking about for that?
she was probably saying about
Garoppolo. She's probably saying she doesn't want Garoppolo either.
I got you. So, training camp starts. You realize, John, this blew my mind. Next week, Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio. Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium is next Thursday, August 6th.
That's
8
exciting.
p.m. And it's going to have this year, it'll feature Arizona Cardinals and their number one pick, Love, the running back, and Carolina Panthers. So I can't believe it's already here.
I know.
And because you have to look all the time, because God knows there's 5,000 places you got to go. For those of you, I'm going to do you a favor. It is on NBC and Peacock because, dude, that's going to be a rant and roll of mine. I hate that I got to, what's this on this week? Is it Prime? Is it Netflix? Is it regular TV? I hate that.
I know. It drives me crazy trying to find
Anyway, couple other things you did. Jalen Carter also became the highest paid defensive tackle in the history.
Oh, yeah. Good call. Forgot about that one.
Yeah, 4-year extension up to $160 million, averaging $38 million. And then, speaking of Tampa,
Baker.
Yeah, Baker. I think today was the deadline. There's no contract. So it looks like he's betting on himself once again and is not going to have a contract. He's going to bet on himself to play for that contract. So there's that. And I know we don't have a lot of time, but this one is kind of weird. And the story out of San Francisco and head coach Kyle Shanahan, that he revealed that he was involved in a car accident earlier this month. Did you hear about that?
I did hear. Yeah. And he admitted it's his fault too.
Yeah. It wasn't made public until training camp opened, but he had, they say he's going to have limited coaching duties to start camp while he continues recovery, and his assistants are going to be handling more. I did see a photo yesterday or this morning of him, and I don't know if it was his mom or his wife. It was an Asian lady. It looked a little, but a picture of him. But yeah, there was nothing. They just all of a sudden announced that it happened a while back. So anyway, that's it with that.
Yeah. One last thing for me too. I just forgot. Green Bay Packers are not selling naming rights to Lambeau Field.
Okay.
So they're publicly owned by the fans, and the president, Ed Policy, who I believe might be Carmen Policy's son, said that they will not sell the naming rights to Lambeau Field to make more money.
Good for them. I respect that.
Them and Soldier Field and Lambeau Field are the only two that are not under any type of naming rights.
Well, I do like that.
Good for me, good for everybody.
Yeah. Got to play that. So, all right, my friend, on that note, I did bring back Steve's rant and roll. I do want to do a quick little thing of that.
Yep. Let me hear it, Steve. Let it rip.
You going to cue my music?
Steve, if I got to let it rip, then we got to let this rip.
Steve's gone crazy. Steve's gone mad. It's just another Steve's rant and roll.
All right, Steve, let it rip.
I really do like the music on our show. Anyway, this rant and roll is kind of in honor of training camp being underway and kind of going to go against what I was saying. I feel like it's kind of directed somewhat towards me this week. But anyway, somebody explain this to me. How does every NFL team suddenly have 10 future Pro Bowlers after 3 days of training camp or a couple days of camp? Seriously. One guy catches a pass in 7-on-7 drills and social media loses its mind. Unstoppable. Best player on the field today. He's wide receiver 1. Really? It's Tuesday in July. Then you've got the beat writers. Now, I love them, or most of them, but they're out there in the heat every day bringing us information. Sometimes I think they're competing for that most exciting practice tweet of the day. Quarterback drops an absolute dime. Then I watch a video, and it's a 12-yard pass against the air. Or my favorite, defense dominated practice today. Well, I hope so. They're practicing against our own offense. I mean, tomorrow it's going to be offense can't be stopped. So which one is it? Every August, every rookie is the next superstar. Every free agent is the steal of the offseason. Every quarterback's throwing with an incredible confidence. And every fan starting to planning their Super Bowl parade before Labor Days even come. So, look, I love training camp. It's football season. Hope is back. There's a gleam. Competition's real, but let's stop handing out gold jackets because somebody made a one-handed catch without getting tackled. Wake me up when they're making those plays against Pittsburgh. It's 3rd and 8 with 2 minutes left in the game, and it actually counts. Until then, it's practice, not Canton. I said what I said. Clip that, John.
Wake me up when September ends.
I did.
I totally agree, Steve. And it's everywhere you're looking right now. And I think it is people trying to get hot takes or whatever, but
yeah.
You see a lot of that.
All right, let's get our tailgate. You got tailgate, and it was what?
Well,
Tailgate.
let's hold tailgating for next week, Steve. It's going to take more time than we've got, I believe.
Aw, and that was
I know.
Rob was going to shine.
He'll shine. Bad. Rob will shine next week. He's a little star up in the sky.
Mrs. Jacobs said, "Amen." Clip it. Candy corn. That's an inside the things. It's a studio thing. I have to say to clip it. That's awesome. Nah, I feel bad. Rob didn't get to do that. So
no, he's going to do it next week. We're going to do it next week.
Rob want to add it? Why isn't he on the camera? I want to see his face all
Rob,
day.
come in real quick. Rob, say hi to Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Look at that. He's got his 32 jersey.
Let's go.
Hey, thank you. I'm glad you made it back. Sorry for the poor planning on our part. We couldn't get together. Thank you for your service. Rob Jacobs, for those of you that watched the show, Rob's a good friend of ours in the Navy. It's guys like him that keep us safe. Thank you. Thank your family. Thank Mrs. Jacobs for having such a great son. You did a good job. You raised a good young man.
Appreciate it. We're not really friends. You guys just beat up on me twice a year in fantasy football, so I get to stick around.
We keep him here for the wins.
So John was in the Navy, and John met two guys, Kevin Brown and Rob Jacobs, who became really good friends to his. And then because of that, when John came back to Cleveland, introduced me to him. So the four of us have been pretty good friends. Glad to know you guys again. Thank you for everything you do. Got to see last time you were in town that we got together. We got to see your mom and dad. You're in what, Lorraine or Elyria? I always forget.
They're in LaGrange.
LaGrange.
Yeah.
Lorain County. I was kind of so. It was great seeing them. Love to see them again. And next time you're here, we got to get you on the boat. We got to do some fishing and have some fun. So anyway, we're skipping that. So we're going right to the closing. So
let's do that. We'll play the game next week I got for us.
Nope, that'll work. But I just want to thank everybody for joining us today. Love the comments. Candy corn. See you all the time on X. Made his debut. I think that's the first time. I love Candy corn. I see him on X. Follow him. Good guy.
I'm gonna have to follow him. I didn't know he was on X. I'll have to go on and follow him.
Mrs. Jacobs, thank you for showing up today. Welcome back. Rob doesn't have to be there. You're more than welcome. Love that you followed us today. I know I'm missing a few other ones. I apologize, but thank you, Mike Palmer. Thank you for all the comments. Want to thank our sponsors, Wet Jet Pressure Washing, Poo Poo We Do. Check them out. Check out our partners that we partner with, Euclid Pet Pals over in Euclid. If you're looking for an animal, they're a great organization. They do a lot of good. They're always looking for volunteers. If you want to donate, check them out. EuclidPetPals.net is their website. They're on all the social medias. Again, remember to follow, like, if you can help us spread the word. All that good stuff. And anything else you want to add before I forget, John?
No, I'm good. Thank you for listening today, watching. Appreciate it. And thank you for Rob being here. And
all right. Well, on that note, again, thanks everybody for joining us. Have a great week. Next week, John, is it this weekend coming up? You will be at training camp?
Yep. I'll be in training camp Saturday afternoon, 1:30.
All right, cool. So look out for John. He's going to be out about. I think you're going to have there's a Gleam stickers to possibly pass out. And I'm looking forward to seeing your report next week. So again, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you all. And as Coach Marty Schottenheimer would say,
Gleam, man. There's a gleam. Let's get the gleam. All right, let's go.
All right, everybody, have a great week and go Browns.
Oh, really? You're watching? It went up again. Really? That's like one of our highest ones we had.